I must say, I really do enjoy that. Like, I look cute as Tommy Jarvis, and then Katie looks cute as Cindy Prescott, and then it just randomly has Steve as Jamie Lee with a full beard.
I'm gorge. What can I say?
Brooke as Perusa Bulk is just like everything. It's life. I love it. It's amazing.
Hello out there, you creepy little crumpets. Welcome to another episode of Uncensored Horror. It is so lovely to see you. As you can see, it's the three OGs here this week.
Yeah.
Power of three. Let them see. Let them see. Oh, girl, we are here. We are ready to talk. Now, I don't know why it took us this long to get to this movie.
I was going to ask you what took us so long to get to
I
this
don't
movie.
know why it took us so long to get this movie. If you can't guess by my attire, this week we're talking about 1998. Oh my God, I feel so old. Urban Legend from 1998. Oh, let's that. What? Oh, no way. Okay, I rewatched this literally less than 24, probably less than 10 hours ago. Yeah, I've got plenty of opinions on this movie. But let's flash it way back. Katie McCarthy, when is the first time you saw Urban Legend?
Where I saw most horror movies at a sleepover in my basement. Because I was that friend. I made all my friends watch the scary movies and I traumatized them. But you know what? This is pretty tame considering some of the movies I made them watch, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, good. What about you, Luke?
I went to a movie marathon. Do you remember those back in the 90s?
Yeah.
And back when there was a cinema at the beach. They've closed that now. I think they're opening a new one. But anyway, we went there for a movie marathon, and Urban Legend was like the third movie of the night. So it was like at 2 a.m. or something that it come on. But I remember enjoying it. It was fun. It was a Scream era film, but it was a well done one.
I definitely saw this in cinemas. I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I was like, I'm in. I am so in. This is post Scream, so this is when my horror journey really kicked in. So anything, especially that was new, that was coming out of the cinemas, I was jumping straight on. I'd started to do my homework, so I was like watching the old stuff, watching the new stuff, and I was definitely in for this one because I love a good urban legend. We might actually do another movie that's unrelated but kind of related to this as part of this series. We will not be watching Urban Legends Bloody Mary. It's a direct-to-DVD sequel.
I liked that one.
We will not be watching Urban Legends Bloody Mary.
Okay,
whatever. We may watch, and I'll put it to the council. We may watch Campfire Tales.
Yes, I would love that.
I think that'd be fun. But I also liked Bloody Mary, so screw
great movie. I've actually never seen the end of Bloody Mary. I saw the first.
Didn't even watch it. I remember when it came out and direct to
anything direct to DVD is usually a bit isn't it?
I just never watched it. I like the sequel to Urban Legend, but I've never watched the third one.
Okay, so as always with our reviews and with our chats, please be aware. We're going to be spoilerific, full of spoilers and opinions. So if you have not seen Urban Legend from 1998, you're only, 22? 4 years? 24. Yeah, 24. Oh, anniversary next year.
Pretty late.
24 years late. Oh my God, that's usually 25 years.
We're old. We're going to be dead.
I love it.
We're pretty old.
I love it. Okay.
Does this podcast have a hard-on for 90s horror? Yeah.
Yes.
Kinda.
Well, let's talk about it. Before we get into the specifics of the movie, can we talk about this cast? It is randomly like an amazing group of people that they've chucked together that I'm just like, wow, this is, looking back, this is a lot.
Who was the cute one with the nice eyes? Who was he?
A lot of
Which
people.
one?
That was probably, that's some of the directors and stuff.
I say, which one are we talking about?
No.
Let's go through this cast.
He was in it. Okay.
Let's go through this
I'll get to it.
cast.
Okay.
Rebecca Gayheart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre on her rampage of Carmageddon.
Oh, you
But
mean, was this before she ran someone down with her car?
Yes.
it was an accident. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
It still happened.
Still hot, still really good. Look like these.
Yeah.
I've got to hear it now for all of these, and StreamYard is deleting things.
Oh, she looks amazing.
She looks
I've
great.
uploaded all these pictures, and StreamYard is just quietly deleting them.
Oh
Just
my.
making my life hell.
Yeah, she went on to do some good stuff. Like
Crime.
she was a fairly prominent but she was a fairly prominent name in the early 2000s, late 90s. She
Like,
did.
yeah.
Jawbreaker.
Yes, Jawbreaker. She was in Dead to Me, the TV show, which was she was brilliant in, and a fantastic actress. We'll talk about her more later. Of course, our lead is Alicia Witt. Now, everyone's like, who's Alicia Witt? If you watch Sybil,
I know who she is.
if you watch
Ally McBeal.
or Ally McBeal,
She was in Last Holiday, which is my ultimate comfort movie. So
she does a lot. She did a lot of indie movies as well. But yeah, she was Sybil Shepherd's daughter in her sitcom Sybil in the 90s. So she was a big name back then.
she was
she
also
was a
She's a pretty good actress.
she's
Yeah.
also been in the news lately. Her parents just
That's some craziness with
away
her poor
recently.
parents. Yeah,
awful.
in their own house. It's crazy. So, of course, Queen of the late 90s, Miss Tara Reid. Like,
That
Tara
white
looks good now too, actually.
that's a very nice photo of Tara. We could have found some other more incriminating photos, but
that white baby doll dress, I just was obsessed.
it's a
with
bit
that.
iconic. It's a bit of a look, isn't it? I think
I was
lots of girls
obsessed.
coveted that. It's the kind of the beginning of the skanky, like that. That look that went around for a while, leather jackets and like kind of Buffy at the prom.
Buffy started it.
Yeah, kind of Buffy at the prom look.
Yep.
The man people love to hate. It's Jared
That's
Leto.
the cute one. Oh, it's Jared Leto. I
You didn't know
Jared
that was
Leto.
Jared Leto?
No, I forgot. Oh my gosh.
I don't look. Controversial opinion here.
Mr. Jim Jones himself.
She was
Controversial
cuter back
opinion.
then.
I
was.
really like Jared Leto as an actor. I know that the person might not be cool, but I like some of his
Oh,
music.
what's he done? I don't
know.
even know much about him. Look, what's he done?
He was the
pretty
Joker.
Problematic.
Yeah.
He's House of Gucci. He's
No.
Morbius.
What's he done that's making him problematic?
He dresses up his method acting as and uses it as an excuse for bullying and
Being a
harassment,
prick.
basically.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
being a real prick.
Yep.
You
But,
do you, Jared. That's all right.
He also has a very massive bulge. So if you want to see the Jared Leto bulge pics, just Google and you'll be a very happy individual.
I think he was a better actor in his early days. I think he's gotten worse over the years, quite honestly.
You don't think My So-Called Life, Jordan Catalano? Oh,
No, I liked him earlier. I think, oh, and there's my pussy making an early appearance. Appearance.
A period.
Appearance.
we have
Whoops.
Smallville's own Michael Rosenbaum.
What's his name?
Look, Michael Rosenbaum.
God, he went to shit.
No, he didn't. He still looks
No,
good.
he got some big dilf energy.
I like it.
Really?
I'm into it. Still into it.
No.
Yeah.
I'd do it still.
The reason why every male in the early 2000s, late 90s went blonde or had blonde tips. Mr. Joshua Jackson.
I've got a fun fact about that, but I'm saving it.
Oh, good. I know that I was guilty. I tried this and it went orange.
It's a bad look.
So did mine. Look.
Luke's still trying. Look at him.
I
And we
can't leave
round
the
out
90s there.
we round out our core cast with the one, the only, the irrepressible Miss Loretta Devine.
Is there
That's
really?
Really great.
Is there really anyone better? Honestly,
She is fantastic. I fell in love with her in this movie, and then anytime she's in anything, I'm like, oh yes,
Her character
it.
is just
Reese is the best character. Reese is like the like Dewey's ultimate form, I think.
yes.
What
she
Dewey
is.
what
Oh my
Dewey
god,
would have
she
become.
is. She is. She's the female Dewey, but better.
And it's kind of fun that she's the only recurring character in the sequel.
Well, thank you for spoiling that for people, but that's all right.
Thanks.
We're not at the end of the movie yet, but that's okay.
Yeah, and there goes the fun fact.
Haven't you already told them that they should have watched it already and paused the podcast?
Still,
yes,
doesn't matter. So, urban legend separates itself from the pack of the Scream Fallout by setting itself firmly in college. We're at Pendelton University, to be more correct. A very lovely building. I was like, oh, this campus is to die for. This movie gives me I don't remember, what was the movie called? There's a series of books called Nightmare Hall by Diane Hoff. I was like Fear Street set in college. This is what I think every American college looks like. This is what my teenage brain was like. American college. This is what made me want to go to university, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing like that here. So we get probably one of the most iconic openings next to Scream. These early 2000s-ish things, or late 90s. Sorry. We get Michelle Mancini. Driving in the rain. Well, who is she? Do we know?
Tell us, Steve.
You don't know who this actress played in another horror franchise?
Tell us about it, Steve.
She was in Buffett.
Yes.
She was Cassandra.
Oh, she was too.
She was. She
wore that yellow jacket.
Cassandra from Buffy, whose yellow jacket was the most coveted thing in the world. She had an edge. She's also in High Fidelity. Ally McBeal. She's
another Ally McBeal.
Yeah.
So obviously there were some ties from the cast of this and Ally McBeal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's probably the backdoor couple of you helped me, I helped you. Cassandra was her second major role in 1992. There you go. So Cassandra is driving home, and the only thing that really dates this
Michelle.
Michelle is driving. We assume back to campus. The only thing that really dates this movie, what does she reach in the back of the car to get, kids?
A cassette tape.
A cassette tape. That she lingers onto the road to the other side of the road to give us that scare, like, oh, a cassette tape.
They had DVD, CDs at this point. What were they doing?
The idea is that she's a poor college kid, right? That can't afford a car with a CD player. In 1998, only new cars had CD players. That was, we got a flashback.
No, that's not true.
No, it's true.
No. I had a 92 Honda Accord and it had a 6 CD stacker.
Yeah, put into it. Not as standard. The idea is that she's a college kid from a small town that's gone to university that can't afford it and has a shitty car, right? That's the American stereotype.
That's the American
right,
dream.
Katie McCarthy?
Oh, you don't even want to hear about my shitty car. I had a boombox in the back of my car.
Yeah, I remember. I was going to say, didn't you have a boombox that you drove around with? Speaking of really safe driving.
In my
it turns out that this girl's life gets even shittier than Katie McCarthy's.
Because on a cold and rainy night, as she drives past the big chain service station or gas station for the Americans, we get a warning, a low gas warning, and she crawls into the creepy, not that well lit gas station. Now, again, this movie blew my mind because before this, I didn't get the whole the service gas station thing. That doesn't happen here.
It doesn't really.
We pump our own.
Here's the thing: it doesn't happen much here either. We pump our own in New York State. We pump our own. one of my best friends lives in Jersey, and they get theirs pumped. So it varies from state to state. So
In
We know where
Jersey.
Luke could go.
Jersey.
Jersey.
No, can I say, like, my one night in Jersey, I was very disappointed with what was on Grindr. Not that I could meet anyone, but, I just had a look, and I'm like, really? Like, I traveled around the world, and this is what you got to offer?
Listen,
you were in Jersey.
in
Were you by
my
the shore? You weren't by the shore, were you?
in my opinion, New Jersey has only two things to offer me, and that's my friend Kat and Bruce Springsteen. But that's neither here nor there.
But this movie does have to offer yet another horror alumni at the gas station attendant, the stuttering, creepy gas station attendant. Who is it?
Was he?
Oh, I might have missed this one too.
I'm going to put it up.
Who is it?
Fuck.
Come on,
He's hurting.
guys.
Oh, I'm gonna
He's
hate myself
hurting.
for missing this. Who is it?
You don't know the voice of a little doll?
The guy who's playing
Is it Chucky?
Leprechaun.
Oh, is it?
The voice of Chucky.
Oh, I got it. Yes,
Brad Dourif, voice of Chucky.
I was right. Yay!
Yes. Now, as the rain pours down and Michelle hands over her credit card, we get creepy gas station attendant randomly looking at her. Did this give you the creepy ubus to start with when you saw this? I was like, oh, this guy's creepy. And that was a good misdirect.
Oh, yeah, it kind of, but then I thought, no, I knew at the time, even though I was like 15 when this came out. How old was I?
There was a lot I
was
didn't
15.
expect in this movie.
Well,
I thought he was, I thought he was trying to help her then. I sort of got it. I was like, oh,
I
no,
didn't
no.
get it.
Like,
here's
because-
I did.
well, here's the thing: as helpless women, we are taught not to go into
Yeah.
very poorly lit places alone.
Especially
So-
the guy that's scraggly looking and can't, like, for.
Well, in my opinion, I'd never be alone with a
A man.
a hetero white male.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Whoa!
So he comes back out to inform her that the credit card has been declined, so she has to get out of the car. Ugh. In that rain. Ew.
Ugh. Yeah, rain's
She
terrible.
goes inside and he ominously locks the door.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
I can understand her freaking out then.
Yeah, that would kind of red flag.
Yep, there ensues a little bit of a battle. Like, it's a bit of a fight scene at the beginning of the movie. Massive misdirect, excitement
Mm-hmm.
as she smashes the window and escapes.
What a bitch.
One
and
of the
didn't even
most
pay.
iconic moments of this movie.
You just feel so bad
Let's
for the
all
guy.
say it together. There's someone in
in
the-
your back seat.
Oh, yes, because turn around, bright eyes.
Oh,
It's over for poor Michelle.
okay.
As the killer looms behind her with an axe, giving
How
us
well lit
our
was that killer?
first urban legend
I
come
lo-
to life.
Hey, movie nerd moment.
Few
That
titles.
beautiful lighting in that scene. I just
Beautiful
loved
lighting.
it. Also,
Right.
let's take a poll. Who else just like bursts into song every time that comes on?
Every now and then I fall
Fall
apart.
apart. Yep. Okay. Just making sure it's not just me.
So we cue titles there, and we start to get introduced to our main cast as we are at the coffee shop, the village coffee shop, I guess, campus coffee shop. They're doing a
This
Friends
was around when
moment.
Friends was really big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very Friends-ish, isn't it? And we meet
Stop.
Parker,
Phoebe.
Vicky, Natalie, and Brenda as they are discussing an urban legend of their very own at Pendleton campus, that of the massacre of Stanley Hall and the abandoned dormitory.
Oh.
We also meet college journalist hotshot Paul, as he discredits the story even further. So even now, even at the beginning of this, this movie, it's commenting on the nature of urban legends and how they do change from person to person, from telling to telling.
Mhm.
And yeah, I really think this first movie got it right with the way that it not only blended the stories into it, but commented on the trope as well. Like it kind of turned things on their head a little bit. So Stanley Hall, they believe there is a cover up. We'll see. We'll see later if they're correct. But Natalie and Brenda, who are Biffle Fronds, go
Okay,
and
so wait. So
visit.
Natalie is Alicia Witt, and Brenda
Correct.
is Rebecca
Brenda,
Gayheart.
it's Rebecca Gayheart.
Carmageddon. Yeah.
Mhm.
They go and visit Stanley Hall and do a bit of Bloody Mary action at the beginning. I love. It's got some great one-liners in this movie as well. When it's like, what would you think of the person next that was with you doing Bloody Mary? She goes, I wonder how that person got into college. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. You're a bitch, Alicia. And of course, we meet our beautiful Joshua Jackson, who is a douchey frat bro in this one.
He really gave me that 90s or 80s gay Ken vibe though. The one earring.
It's the chin. They made a lot of his facial hair that I couldn't really see. I'm like, in HD, even in HD, I can't see that facial hair. I'm sorry. It's like, nice try, but it's okay.
Joshua Jackson was gay Ken, so he was completely opposite to his character on Dawson's
It was
Creek
very
in the film,
interesting
right?
because he played Damon in this movie. Very, very famous for playing Pacey Winner on Dawson's Creek at the same time. But at the same time as this movie, or around the same time as this movie, he was also in Cruel Intentions.
Oh yeah, as
the gay character with the blonde hair, right?
They wasted my fun fact. That's
why you can tell us more.
Well, that's why he had the blonde hair. It's because his character had the blonde hair because he was currently shooting Cruel Intentions. So
he did a Sarah Michelle Gellar Scream 2 moment for this. He got new hair. I reckon the people on Dawson's Creek would have been furious about it.
Because did Pacey have to have blonde hair then?
Pacey had tips by the time he came back. It was over summer break. I remember they wrote it into the script. There was a frosted tip.
How annoying! Because I remember, Sarah Michelle had the because Sarah was quite a dark blonde in season 1, and then she come back with the peroxide to death, tanorexic look, and it was obviously her. I know what you did last summer role. I often wonder in that she was obviously wearing a hairpiece in it for most of the film, right?
Maybe
because she had really long hair,
or maybe she got it. Maybe she got it. She had her hair, and then she got it cut while they were shooting.
Oh, it was very long though.
But she had her regular hair, and then they took the hairpiece out and got a haircut. Because that's a very after her horrible mutilation, it's a very sleek bob.
Oh, I was going to say the killer did a real good job in that movie. I do love
the late 90s, early 2000s bob craze that went off in Scream 2. Everyone had to have a bob of some kind.
Yeah,
Bob much.
Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell,
Katie McCarthy.
Katie
McCarthy's let hers go a bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm growing mine out again. No, sorry.
Todd Farmer. Todd was rocking his bob.
The next day, the news of Michelle's murder hits campus. And, no one really cares. Any good thing that happens on campus, there's some kind of hubbub. We do meet Dean Adams and, of course, the irrepressible college campus security officer, Reese. She is sassy lady. Pendleton College is the #1 safest college in America at the time.
Clearly.
So this murder is, a thorn in everyone's side. We already have the rumor of a mass murder on campus in a shut down sorority house or fraternity house, can't remember. And they're going to bury this story. They start literally collecting the papers and hiding them and Rashidi ta.
Wouldn't work nowadays, it'd be just
work. Look, it'd be all over. Well, everything's digital. It'd be Bam.
It'd be all over the Facebook.
But wasn't Alicia Witt's roommate an internet girl?
This is what we're gonna say. This is
Hold on.
internet.
Hold
This is
on.
internet. Like dial-up modem. I can't use the phone because my housemate is online. And let's talk about that housemate or that roommate.
Oh, let's.
Tosh.
Pepsi.
Hell
Pepsi.
yeah.
One Miss Danielle Harris. Halloween
I can see
Legendary
why they cast
Jamie
her in the
Wood.
Rob Zombie's Halloween after this, because she really sold that Hep C look.
I love it.
She is a bitch in this movie, isn't she?
Ugh, I love it.
It's
And-
great.
I love every time just walking in on her, just getting railed.
Turn the light. It's like, oh god, that's a
But
lot. See,
in
again,
Danielle's favour, what a great actress she is. She can play all these people from, like her character on Roseanne is a complete polar opposite to this, and she can do
This
it
is
well.
so-
Like,
this
I
is
believe
such,
she was filthy.
This
Well-
is such a shed the little girl image as well. You know what I mean? Like, shit. The last time she'd been huge in a horror franchise, she was a child. Now she would be like early 20s. Oh no, yeah, early 20s at this point.
Mid-20s.
Wasn't she? I'm trying to think. She had just probably recently had just been in that Disney movie with Katherine Heigl around this time.
Oh, yes. I know. And they swapped bodies.
Wish Upon a Star, and her character in that movie wore a very similar outfit to the one she wore in this movie. So
Oh, really?
you've never seen
Haven't
Wish
you
Upon
seen
a
it?
Star?
No.
That's
sorry.
an assigned seating, bub, for you and like.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Think so.
It's a cute little movie, but it's just funny because I'll send you the screenshot because once you see it, you'll go, yeah, I see the similarities.
So this blew my mind a little bit. Oh my god! I just realized something, and
What's
no
that?
one picked it up. No one has picked it up. What have I been calling Tara Reid?
What have you been calling Tara Reid?
Tara
You're
Reid.
calling her Vicky.
Oh, that's her name in this movie,
It's her
isn't it?
name in American Pie.
Oh. What is
It's
her name in this
Sasha.
movie? Sasha, that's right. Sasha
Oh my
on the
God.
radio.
Oh, whatever.
So Sasha is the radio host. See, that's how iconic these 2000s are. I just go Vicky. I've even got her written down as Vicky here. Vicky in my notes.
Silly.
My goodness, that's how prominent that movie is in my brain.
So Tara
Yeah.
is season 1 of Uncensored Radio.
Sasha. So
Since
in
we're talking about
Sasha's radio-
Sasha's sex show.
yeah, in Sasha's radio booth, there's no equipment. There's literally just microphones. That's cute. It's a cute moment for her. The producer's doing a lot of work on that show.
Oh,
Normally there's some kind of panel. She's got a phone and that's it.
oh
Yeah,
my
they
god!
call in, don't they?
Oh my god! I never noticed she didn't have a board.
She doesn't have a board or anything, but you know what? She might just be the talent. You know what I'm saying?
Is
She
there
might
a
just be the
board
talent.
In
anywhere? Like,
college.
just
On
does
the other
like,
side of it's like a record. It's set up like a recording studio.
okay, so maybe she's just the talent and they
Maybe
have the
she's
board.
just the talent. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what
She's
I'm
doing
thinking.
well then. If it's in college, she doesn't have to do her own shit.
I know, right?
Seriously, I hated running
the-
board.
Going back to the Tosh situation, this is kind of the part that made me go like this about American college. You are thrust into a room with someone you don't know,
Rust.
and they could be, and she's just so calm about them fucking away. Like I'd be like, oh my god, what's going on? Get out of here, you dirty whore.
I mean, that's kind of a rite of passage when you're in college. You got to walk in on your roommate at least once. At least
So
once.
that blew my mind.
It's
and-
got to happen at least once before you establish some kind of system so you don't do it again.
Like a sock on the door or something, you know.
Pretty much, it's got to happen once.
Red light in the window means there's a gentleman.
What if you're a
caller.
voyeur though and you like walking in?
I
I
think that's
mean-
where a lot of people get like their jollies.
I mean, no kink shaming, but I think a lot of people don't enjoy that.
You de-roll.
Now the next part was also hugely misleading because I expected to be able to go to university and do a course on urban legends, led by this
Robert
gentleman.
England. Yeah.
The one and only Mr. Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself. Again, another great piece of genre casting in this movie.
Fun.
And again, another bad Bleach job.
He was good. He did. We've all seen some Robert performances that are a bit right, but this is good. I think he's very sinister in this movie. He does what he's asked to do. He is the suspect, creepy.
He plays
lecturer.
it very well. I like it.
But I often felt like, oh, this is Freddy, like in my mind, because Freddy was still big then. Like it was only a few years after Freddy's dead, right?
Freddy was dead for 2 years, wasn't he?
I didn't get Freddy vibes from him. I got the red herring.
I got the definitely red herring from him, yeah.
But I didn't get Freddy vibes.
At no point did I think he was the killer, but I can see them.
Yeah, they were definitely. They were setting him up, but it wasn't him.
But there is an amazing setup in this movie. I love this scene. Pop rocks and soda. Anyone?
This scene is so freaking fun. I love this scene.
The good thing is, everyone in this movie is good.
Everyone in this movie is good.
Like, I'm with it. Like, the way that Rebecca Gayheart plays this, the way that Josh Jackson plays it, the way that Robert plays it, it's good stuff for a slasher, for a 90s slasher. Like,
they got a really young cast that was all like on top of their game, though. It wasn't like what we were used to with just B grade stuff because of poor budgeting.
But I don't think they were trying to force or fit the mold either. Scream had made a very particular meta mold. This movie wasn't trying to be meta. It was trying to. It had those urban legend setups, but they were just trying to, twist them in different ways, or show us how it would happen in what it would be like in the real world. So it didn't have to live up to the we're so smart, we're commenting on our own movie. Mm-hmm. I think it's better for it. It's a better movie for it. So we get the fake out liver explosion from Josh. Now, I must commend him. That Pepsi goes right in his eye, and he's still. They didn't call a cut. He's like,
gonna say he's the gay Ken.
I think we could all. I had a bit of a crush on Mr. Josh Jackson.
I think we all did. Katie,
no,
I wasn't. You didn't like Casey?
I didn't.
You were a Dawson. Ugh.
No, I didn't watch Dawson's Creek.
Neither did I, but we knew who they were.
I didn't.
I did. I was into it.
I wasn't into it. Wasn't into it.
Into it.
Steve was there putting on his,
No, Dawson's Creek is responsible. I've told this story before. Dawson's Creek is responsible for my gayification / makeover.
I was gonna say there goes Steve's sexual awakening.
When Jack came into the show on Dawson's Creek, he was very like homo repressed mama's boy, and then
you see a lot of yourself in that character.
They did a bit of a makeover. Gave him some gel, and I was like, I got into that.
It's I'm awake.
Hair products, got the satchel bag, got everything. I went to school the next day. It was a makeover moment. I was.
And who did Michelle play on there? Because she was Dawson's girlfriend, wasn't she? Or was it? No.
Michelle
Williams.
Yeah.
Who's she?
She played Jen Lindley.
Oh yeah.
Was she Dawson's girl, or was she?
I'm not talking to you about this if you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't.
It later.
I actually don't.
We'll discuss it later. You need to educate yourself.
I'm sickened by you.
But I do love this other red herring, creepy janitor.
Oh, pedophile express.
Creepy janitor looks a little bit like Crispin Glover.
Sorry, actor, whoever you are.
But I never got. They kind of set him up to kind of have something to do with the Stanley Hall thing, but it never really paid out. I don't know.
Was it? I thought he was meant to have been there or something, wasn't he? Oh, he was
That'll be revealed later, but
that actor's name is Julian Richins, and he had
He's in jail.
He had a recurring role as Death on Supernatural.
There you go. Still getting booked and blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Booked and blessed, you know. So by this time, we're kind of getting that Michelle's death was really affecting our poor lead, Natalie. We do find out that they were co-head cheerleaders.
Oh.
That's all we find out at the moment. So Natalie's upset. Damon kind of tries to do the nice thing and take her for a drive to get distracted, or the douchey frat boy thing to get distracted. They go parking together and have some beer, you know.
And what song's on the radio?
Okay, hit us with it.
I wanna win.
I love it. And he's like, ugh! Just turns it off. We only get the first like thing. It's like, oh, it is great. It's very fun. It's like that was a cool little meta moment. I was like, yeah,
very
okay,
self-aware
that's cool.
moment. I enjoyed
Very
it too.
self-aware. So while they are parking, David, this is my favorite. Like one of the favorite moments. He's like, yeah, I lost my girlfriend too. She had a syndrome. And Alicia's is like, and he goes in for the kiss, and she clocks him in the eye. I'm like, wow, she is definitely a no means no girl. And then he tries it again. She goes, how about another black eye, David? And she's like, okay, I'm gonna piss. As you
She's
do.
lucky he wasn't a real douchebag, because
As you do.
that's not really safe.
Mate, all he did was trying to kiss her, and she punched the fuck out of him.
She could have just said no.
Anything else?
No means no.
She didn't even say no. She spoke with her fist.
Oh,
she
she
was like,
said no. She said no.
She went crack. I was like, oh. And it was a pretty, like, you know how in movies it's usually like a like a punch, like it was a pretty real crack, just a crack to the eye. So I was like, wow, good on you. So since he's been turned down and he's peeing in the woods, we hear ominous sounds as before Damon is set upon and put a noose around his neck. Again, really cool, smart next part. Bang, bang on the roof of the car. Oh my goodness. We see the hooded figure of the parking killer, I guess. What are we going to call him?
The hooded
killer. The hooded killer. Whatever. Effective look. I love it. Makes me happy.
Can you do it for us again now, quickly?
This one?
Yeah.
You can see my face too much.
Yeah, you're not really
But, you know, whatever.
living up to.
It's too fierce for us. You're just too
Teaming
fierce.
with the theme. And Natalie tries to escape. Little does she know that poor David is strung up to the back of the car. As she escapes, David is hung high. We get
Killed him.
the killer flipped off the front of the car, and she gets scared, reverse, and David's body comes crashing through the windscreen.
Oh,
That was a bit intense, right?
mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, work it out. So once
But
Natalie,
then she gets away.
Natalie
But this
gets
was
away,
weird after this, because
And
the body stayed there, right?
She goes to Reese, who is very much living her Foxy Brown moment, you know. She wants to be Pam Grier. She's having a Pam Grier moment. I love it.
Jinx!
I love it. I love it. So Reese takes Natalie back to the site, and everything's gone. There is no car. There is no Damon. There is only a beer can that kind of insinuates that Natalie is, you know, not really telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God.
And that she's a pisshead.
Everyone assures Natalie that David is just a prankster. He is actually at a bachelor party and is away for the weekend. Same with Dean Wexler. He wants nothing to be said about this.
So no one's really concerned about the fact that he is dead.
Well, no one thinks he's dead.
No one thinks he's dead. They think he's just
fucking with her.
gone.
Except for Alicia Witt.
Poor Natalie. Yeah.
Yep.
Poor
Yeah, Natalie.
Natalie.
Meanwhile, Natalie is about to get a bit
Start
of a
self-harming
rude
like her roommate.
A bit of a rude shot. Yeah, she's on fucking lithium. She's like, Tosh is all about that life. Like, she's like goth to the extreme. She's doing it. Yeah, we get again another great urban legend scene. As Tosh is trying to try to grind her in the day. She's trying to Tinder. She's trying to bumble her way into a bit of a hookup.
What was she on?
Goth for goth.
Goth for goth.
It was very Yahoo Chat. I was like, oh, Yahoo Chat. That's a good
We should
time.
check and see if there's something similar now. Just so
I'm
we
sure
can
there would
hop
be
on.
something. There would be some kind of something.
That's Katie McCarthy's
I'm on
rabbit
it.
hole to go down.
on campus hookup she was looking for. Little did poor Tosh realize that she played straight into the killer's path and was attacked just as Natalie arrives home. The struggle ensues.
I'm trying not to laugh when I found something.
I told you there would be still something. There would be something.
Katie's signing off as we speak.
Katie's saying up for goth for goth.
No, the picture's so good. I can't.
Oh god.
Oh my god, the picture's so fucking good.
We might put
Send
the
it to me.
we might put the website
Hold on, let me
address
see if-
in our notes, in
Hold
our
on.
show notes or
Hold on,
something.
let me see if I can put the camera to it. Hold on.
Oh, ooh la la. Ooh la la. I still
Cherry tree
think,
blood.
I think Michelle. I think fuck. I keep calling these people their different names. I think Tosh is a harder goth than that. So Tosh is actually strangled while Natalie is in the room.
Yeah, and Natalie just thinks she's getting DP'd or something, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Natalie turns off the light as she is always told to do. In the morning, however, she finds Tosh's dead body with slit wrists and a lovely message on the wall.
And what did it say?
Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?
Oh,
That's pretty
how
rough.
did he write that so good though? Like, was it
Which
with a
is a
tampon or something?
very famous urban legend.
Yeah, because I know the one in
Turn on the
Campfire
light.
Tales was people can lick too, isn't it?
Yes,
Similar?
it's very
Yeah.
similar to people can lick too.
That's a
Yes.
yucky legend, by the way, guys.
That is a very, very yucky legend. By the way,
Can we do it? Can we do it to Brooke when we're in Salem, please?
So we get another killer fake out here with Rebecca Gayheart doing the laps, lapping, and attack. Seemingly.
And how banging was Rebecca Gayheart's body in this scene?
She had a swim double. Apparently, I looked in the
Lazy bitch.
titles. This is where we get
She's
the
Megan. She's
revelation.
like Sasha. You don't have to do your own board.
This is the revelation that we get that Natalie and Michelle were best friends in high school until one fateful night they decided to reenact an urban legend of their own. The gang high beam initiation. Now this one is even here. I've heard of this one, where you drive around at night with your lights off, and then the first people to flash you to put your lights on, you get chased. I've actually maybe been in a car where this has happened.
What's the mentality behind this, though? I don't get this.
It's
Stupid.
I guess it's early. It's a gang initiation, but their driver flips off the road and is killed, and the two girls now have a criminal record, which Principal Wexler uses to his own advantage.
Stupid bitches.
to get Natalie threatened to be kicked out of college and Paul taken off the paper because they will not let Tosh's death or the rumors of Stanley Hall go. So they are,
So they treat Tosh like a suicide, right?
because it's dressed as a suicide.
But why would you write that on the come on?
Because she was on
an aggressive,
lithium and she
was the aggressive goth roommate who had an issue with her turning on lights when she was getting fucked. Like So they are
All right.
It's
a reach, but it's the 90s. I'm with it.
The main casts are very fucked at the moment. They're like, we're screwed. This is where we get the discovery that Stanley Hall was real.
Mm-hmm.
There was one survivor.
And it was
Professor Wexler. Give it a job for life.
Freddy Krueger?
To shut up, basically. So we get a very cool little scene where they break in and find the jacket in Professor Wexler's office, and it's very cool. And you're like, oh, what's happening? Something I can help you with. And he's like, oh, Robert, you're there. That's scary. This is where the Dean reads everyone the riot act. But Dean ain't around for long.
Oh yeah, is he the one who gets like his Achilles?
This is the first Achilles slash of the late 90s.
I remember this one was quite horrible.
Oh, so bad.
Every time.
It's not even that gruesome, but it's gruesome.
It's just because you can
feel it. You can feel it.
Oh. You're like, oh no. He crawls away through safety until the brake is taken off his car and he's impaled on the tire spikes. And I love the little.
He got wrecked pretty hard. Hey?
Severe tire damage sign.
He got wrecked. That's for sure.
Where's some of Tosh's lithium when you need it,
guys? What do you do when there's murders on campus and the storm of the century coming?
Party, obviously.
Right, you go to a frat party where
hell yeah,
we find out play roller coaster
of love,
which is a real life urban legend, which they put into the movie about the 911 scream on roller coaster, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
We do see poor little Hootie with his pierced nose. The dog.
Oh,
Hootie the dog. Don't you remember that at the very beginning of the movie? They're like, you should come over to the frat house tonight. We're gonna pierce Hootie's nose.
Oh,
Hootie's a dog.
I didn't remember that, but
that's horrible.
Hootie's rocking a nose ring, and Hootie's doing beer bombs.
Abuse.
Well, Hootie doesn't make it anyways, so.
Well, poor Hootie doesn't make it, but we're gonna talk about it because it is the 25th anniversary of the Stanley Hall massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear! So this is going to be next year. It's going to be the 50th anniversary.
Yeah. What could happen?
They need to make a new one with Alicia and Rebecca.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. What could happen?
Another massacre.
Possibly murder. Sasha blows the party and heads to work. She's very committed, isn't she?
Why did she go to work? What was this?
She must have a contract. It must be part of her studies or something like this. Well, you get a pretty epic chase scene. I've got to say. We've got to say it.
And Tara is a really good scream queen. I don't want to die.
Thank you.
But she was a really good scream queen.
Her being hacked to death.
Yeah, she got fucked up pretty bad, but I really did enjoy she did the whole scream queen thing well, and she might be a little bit of an underrated actress.
She did her own stunts.
At the same time, there's not some good stuff going on at the frat house either.
This is dog getting microwaved.
Poor Hootie gets it.
Fucked.
And then, we we get another pop rock situation of pop rocks and bleach down the throat.
Drano. No, Drano's worse than
like
Bleach
Drano,
Girl.
yes,
It
was
eats
Drano,
everything. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he's fucked.
There are deaths everywhere. And not only that, but Natalie has kissed Paul and Brenda has seen it.
Oh,
What a bitch.
I know. So we're all running off into the night, you know.
ugh.
It's the
You're
drama.
taking
Drama.
Drama.
And where's
So-
Pacey at this point?
Well, this is what we're about to discover because we're getting to that point in the movie where we've got another red herring. Natalie, Paul is basically convinced Natalie and Brenda that Wexler is the killer. And they're driving away to, you know, kind of get to town to get the police. When they stop at a gas station, they come out on a mysterious smell in Paul's car. We open the boot or the trunk, and who's there but a dead and mutilated Professor Wexler, which sends the girls running off into the night towards campus. They get separated, and the poor creepy janitor gets bumped off the road, literally, and killed. His truck crashes. Natalie gets a pretty epic chase scene. We find the lights of Stanley Hall lit on the 25th anniversary of the massacre. Natalie hits the emergency beacon, chicka boom, calling campus security. Meanwhile, Reese is on the case elsewhere and gets an epic pratfall in a pool of blood. As she discovers Dean Adams' body. I love her in this movie. She's so good.
But she gets to like really
I'm covered in his
brown
blood.
out now.
So Reese goes into action. She gets that gun and she is out on the campus. Natalie hears screams inside Stanley Hall. Female screams. Brenda screams as she enters
the only
and finds
female left at this point.
some very. She finds Damon's body, you know, hanging. Very Friday the 13th. Very April Fool's Day, hanging in the closet. You know, even Halloween have done that. And a supposedly dead Brenda, or is she? What a twist! I did not
what a
see that
makeover!
coming.
Did she do her makeup?
I did not see that coming.
Don't you love that's how you make her crazy? Just tease
Pull
up the
that hair
hair,
out,
Humidity.
smoke those
the
eyes
eyeliner. Great.
The humidity is her biggest enemy. Yeah. I didn't see it coming.
No, I didn't think she was a killer. Yeah,
I did not
it was
see
a twist.
that coming.
I enjoyed it.
So Brenda is revealed to be the campus killer. And why is she the campus killer, y'all?
Because
she's avenging the death of her fiance.
yeah,
Correct.
they killed him when they did the flashing thing, and he was in the
high
car
beam
that rolled.
initiation victim.
Yeah, no, fair
was her
enough. Like
fiance.
that's exactly the response you would give that.
Revenge.
Totally.
Yeah.
Revenge, as Debbie Salt would say.
Totally. Mm.
We
Totally
do get a
reasonable.
nice little. I got a bit of a Scream vibe when Paul showed up, though. I was like, they're both the killer.
Well, that's what
like,
I was
it's
thinking
happened.
too.
I mean,
It's
did
like, a
anyone
girl
else?
can't be the killer. Girl.
I mean, did anyone else enjoy that little slideshow? I mean, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I love that you did a PowerPoint presentation on why I'm murdering you and your friends.
Yeah, she put it together. It's a little bit like
College, very
Debbie
college. She's
in
doing it for extra
Adam's-
credit.
Adam's Family Values. Remember when Debbie put together the slideshow of like her
She's doing
abusive
extra credit report. Extra credit report on why you're getting murdered. But you know, Brenda don't fall for Paul.
Nope.
Brenda's very physical, and she does look, what I like about her performance here is she kind of does the Stu marker, but not really. I believe she's more crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh god, you've just flipped off the deep end.
She is the perfect mix of Stu and Billy.
Yeah, she's dangerous. I get that she's dangerous, and just the delivery and the eye. She got crazy eyes.
Yeah,
She got crazy eyes.
Yeah,
She smoked him
mad.
out.
She's
She
mad.
does.
She's mad
She
as
does.
hell.
So she was about to make Natalie's demise another urban legend as well by removing her kidney.
I enjoyed that.
Is this your kidney? I was always such a dunce in anatomy. You know what? I'm just gonna dig around and grab the first organ that I see.
I love
like-
that.
Like,
That was so good.
watching again, it's like that is the tiniest incision. It's like, oh, that's okay.
Oh,
She
you
was a
poor thing.
surgeon. She could have been.
Reese
surgeon.
comes to save the day. Reese gives us a good Deputy Dewey, Deputy Judy Hicks moment by trying to save us. She gets slashed and put out of commission.
What happens to Paul and all of this?
Paul gets knocked out for a minute, and then
And lives.
then
Yeah.
comes it, rescues Natalie as they shoot Brenda out of the window.
But then she's not
Seemingly
there.
safe as they get to drive off campus. She gives us a repeat performance of "There's someone in the back seat." Attack with an axe again until they're on the bridge. Slam on the brakes, and we get a lovely aerial shot as she flies into the river and floats away. The end. Or is it? Because we cut to another scene in another coffee shop in another
Very friends again.
campus, another college campus, telling the story of Brenda. But if you want to really know how the story goes, you ask the killer, right?
Totally.
The end. Brilliant ending too. Brilliant ending. I loved it. So
Did you catch the line in the coffee shop though?
give it to the people.
And I bet Brenda was the girl from the Noxzema commercial.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Because
So-
Rebecca Gayheart was a Noxzema girl.
Let's even go. So, guys, from a budget of $14 million, this movie,
Is that all they had? They did well with that.
this movie took a gross of $72.5 million. That's
Did all right.
a pretty fucking good recap for something that was not critically well received. They said it was a Scream knockoff. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't think it was a Scream knockoff either.
Oh, look, it had that self-aware tone a little bit to it, but it was definitely its own.
I mean, clearly inspired by Scream, clearly, but it's not the same. It's not the same movie.
I think Urban Legend and I Know What You Did Last Summer they were all in that same era, I guess, of films, but they very much had their own identities. I don't think now watching them back, they're very different.
Very different films, and I think that anytime you get a cast of people who were hot or soon to be hot on TV, that was the casting call for like horror movies in the late 90s, early 2000s. Go to the CW, find some stars, put them in a horror movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, done.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what helps set this movie apart is that it wasn't in high school. They weren't trying to comment on how cool they were being. And they had familiar source material that hadn't really been put into the slasher genre. Like, of course, you know, When a Stranger Calls there's a call from coming inside the house, urban legend put on film. But all of these other ones you hadn't seen, like, that. What a great idea for someone to go, oh, the killer's reenacting urban legends.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it was cool. And watching this again recently, last night, I think it's still a really strong film.
I agree.
Really, really strong.
I've said it before that this film holds up. I think it's great.
So should we ask?
Red was good. Come on.
Let's talk about how many Parkers we give it out of 5. How many hooded Parkers do you give it? Katie McCarthy out of 5.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but it's a fun movie to revisit. It holds up after all these years, and you know, I love me some 90s horror. Why not? Give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 for Katie. Luke, turn around, bright eyes. What are you going to tell us?
I'm going to parrot Katie. I'm going to say 4 out of 5 hooded Parkers because it's a solid film. It's fun. You enjoy the ride from start to finish. And I think they got everything right that they set out to achieve. They got it. And it was fun.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. I think that it is a really smart, snappy film. There is some points where it drags a little bit, where the exposition is a little heavy-handed. It's like, okay, and it really slows the film down. But all in all, it's got everything you want. It's got mystery. It's got chase scenes. It's got urban legends. It's got, horror alumni from other movies. Great cast. Like, if you haven't seen this movie, go and see this. I really liked watching this again. I forgot how much I enjoyed this movie. This is my top 3, 90s horror slasher moment. I vacillate between Scream is obviously number 1 for me.
Vacillate.
But between I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend, it's like it depends on my mood. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed watching this again. If you enjoyed watching it or you haven't watched it, why don't you leave us your opinion and let us know? Because we want to know what you guys think of the movies that we watch as well. It's part of the idea that you join the conversation. So we will be joining you again very soon with Urban Legend Final Cut. But until then, I suppose you should just keep it creepy, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Toodaloo.